Hello, and welcome back to my math class. So far, you've learned about the ALEKS knowledge check and completed that. You've learned about the mastery goal, how to find it, and how to determine whether you're done for the week or not. Remember, if you go to the assignments for the week, go to modules, for instance, in week 2, and you look at mastery instructions, right here is a quick reminder of what I showed you in the video. If you just click on current objective, this will remind you where to find your mastery points. Oh yeah, it's this one in the middle. And you click full reports. Or you can just look at this and know how much information. Okay, that's a quick reminder. Let's go on to time points. All right, so back to your LMS. Mastery points, time points. So click on the study time instructions. Each week has study time instructions. Tells you exactly how much you need to do for the week. So this has similar links to help you remember. After I show you the video, you can always click on those to remember what to do. So week 2 starts on January 23rd and ends on January 29th. The 29th at midnight is when this assignment is due. It says, in ALEKS, you must meet one of these 3 requirements, just one, and that gets you 10 points. This is different from the ALEKS mastery in that the mastery you will get a percentage of the points no matter what. For the study time, you either studied or you didn't. It's a 10 points or 0 points arrangement, so be careful. The first way, the easiest way, is just to go in and do 10 topics. If you do 10 new topics, the time doesn't matter, the mastery doesn't matter. You got 10 topics, you're going to get these 10 time points. Okay, the second way, let's say you don't make it to 10 topics. Maybe you only got 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, but you tried. In order to show me that you tried to get to 10 topics, you need to also work for 5 hours. Pretty clear? So if you don't quite make it to 10, at least work for 5 hours. That's only an hour a day. You can do it. And that will get you the 10 time points. The third way is to do 20 review topics. Now, if you're reviewing, that means you already know the topics. Shouldn't take you any time at all. And notice there's no time requirement here. So when can you do 20 review instead of learning new topics? That's a little more complicated. So let's go to the video. Let's continue in the video. Let's go to ALEKS and see what that means. So in the ALEKS account, how do you find new topics? You click right here to continue my path. It gives you the explanation. For the first problem, notice it says this is your learning page. Your instructor wants you to review this material before you start learning. It's like in your textbook, the examples that they're going to give you before you start. So you use the start button to begin working on this. We click the start button. Well, first, before you click the start button, let's read it. So you read the problem, you read the explanation, you read the answer, and you go, yeah, I get that. Then you click start. It will give you a similar problem to complete. Up here, this shows you how many problems, how many correct answers you will need in a row to say, yes, you know this topic, you've learned it, let's go on to something different. Does that make sense? Does it mean that you've completely mastered the topic after only completing 5 problems correctly? Maybe not. But ALEKS will give you the benefit of the doubt and let you move on. Use the explanation button if you forgot to read the explanation or somehow you just don't remember what to do. You can always print explanation buttons, FYI. Okay, what if you don't want to work on this problem? You can click right here. This is like a bookmark. You just click that and it tells you all of the possible 157 topics that you could work on. Click on any of these. And remember, it's color-coded by the type or the part of the pie that this problem or topic came from. Okay, so that tells you how many problems that you've done. Well, it doesn't tell you how many problems, that's how you do the problems. What if you wanted to work in the review section? So you would go right here to filter, you would click on review and watch the 157 change. Click review. Now I have 53 topics that I've already learned that I could review. And they work the same way. I can choose any of them to do. So I'll click on one, And this is my problem. Notice there is no explanation, just a start button. You're going to do this problem. If you get it right, it goes into the review. If you get it wrong, then it'll ask you to do another problem. Hopefully that's clear. All right, so let's go back to reports. Again, from the main menu, you click main menu, you click reports. This should look familiar. Remember, this is your current objective and your pie and your timeline. Below here, you'll see something called this week's activity. Notice it starts on December 28th in this case, because I'm making this video during the week before the semester is going to start. It starts on Monday and ends on Sunday, which is different from us. So you need to go, you can trust this if you're just looking for the most recent things that you've done, but you need to go to full reports, view full reports, and you need to change these dates to the week in question. So we'll go back and show you how to do that again. When you take your screenshot, make sure that down here, your screenshot includes the total for this period. This is how you and I will discuss, or argue, if you will, whether you got the right number of points or not. So what does this need to show? It needs to show the correct dates. This is Monday through Sunday, and we needed to read Saturday through Friday. So let's change that. All we do is come up here. Instead of Monday, we want this to read Saturday. And instead of Sunday, we want this to read Friday. Why do we want to go Saturday to Friday? Because your homework is due on Friday the 1st, is it not? Well, you don't have any due on January 1st, but all of your homework is due every Friday at midnight. So it's important, if you want all 7 days in your report, to start 7 days before that, which would be the previous Saturday. And then this bar tells you what you've done. I haven't learned or attempted anything this week, so it doesn't show anything. But for your second assignment or third assignment, let's go so I can show you what I mean. In your modules, this assignment here, the ALEKS time goal quiz, it will ask you to create a report for a certain time period. And so when you're at ALEKS, you want to make sure that you're doing that time period. And this is where you're going to do that. Okay, take a screenshot, making sure that you give me the total for the period so I know that what you did, because you're going to have several bars here and you can't hold your cursor over all the bars. So make sure you give me the total. Alrighty, let's move on. So you're going to look at the total topics that you have learned right here. If it says 5, then you're going to look at the total number of minutes. This should say 5 hours and some minutes and some seconds. Or if it says 4 hours and 59 minutes, not enough. You need to study for another minute. And 5 topics or 6 topics or 7 topics. If this says 10 or 11 or 12 topics, then I'm not even going to look at the time. The time does not matter. I hope that's clear. So let's go back to the module. Let's go to the instructions. Oops, that's mastery, my mistake. I'm not talking about mastery in this video. We are talking about time. So time instructions. Again, 5 hours and 5 topics. If you forget, you click on this and it says, oh yeah, it's this week's activity. This is the report I'm going to look at. And I'm going to make sure that I have the correct dates. And if I have 10 topics, the time doesn't matter. All right, when does this timeline report come into account? So it says I can do 20 review topics during the week. But it says review topics accepted for study time only if this week's mastery goal has been met. How do you know if your mastery goal has been met? Remember, we talked about this last time. You go to the mastery instructions for the same week. It said, oh, I need to be at 30%. You check your ALEKS mastery and you say to yourself, was I at 30%? I don't know. Let's go look. Nope, I was only at 25%. So I cannot use the review topics. I will need to do 10 new topics or 5 hours and 5 topics. But let's just say that I did hit 25%. A quick sleight of hand. What if I was at 59% and the goal was 30%? I'm way ahead, right? So I would do review topics. I showed you how to do the review topics. So now how do I determine whether I've met the 20 topics or not? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the timeline. We're going to click on timeline details. And you can do this from your other page as well. And you can click on any of these circles, if you will. Sometimes they look a little different, to see what you've done. Now you can look on my Tuesday of December 29th and see that I reviewed one topic. So you would look for Saturday through Friday. You would click on all the circles. You'd find out if you reviewed any topics and add them together. Once you hit 20, then you reviewed enough topics. You've already hit the mastery. You reviewed 20 topics. You could review more than that, of course. And that will get you your 10 time points. So let's go back to the study time instructions. You can do 10 topics. You can do 5 hours and 5 topics using this report to make sure that they've been done. This report here. Or you can go to your timeline, just a quick image of what your timeline would look like, just to remind you. You're in timeline detail, make sure the dates are correct, and then you can look at the dates. Remember, they always default Monday to Sunday, but you're looking for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you're clicking to see if there's any topics reviewed. You're adding them up, and that would be worth 10 points if you've hit the mastery goal. All right, those are the 3 ways. I hope they all make sense. If not, send me an email, come by school, ask me the question. One of these requirements must be met each week by Friday at midnight to get the 10 study time points. Thank you.